Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud, and this is War of the Worlds 2, the recap of Episode 1, The British Are Coming. So I decided to break it down like this. There's basically 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 points I want to get to. USA wins trench warfare thanks to Laurel. I mean, were we wondering, who was going to win? It just, like CT said, it's the most stacked, might possibly be the best team ever put together in the history of the challenge. And really, it's right up there with the Ruins, the champions from the Ruins. It's right up there with the vets on Gauntlet 3, It's fucking nuts. But yeah, they win. They win trench warfare. I gotta say, there's a bit of, like how the producers are really bad at foreshadowing, or they make it way too obvious. So you're watching the episode, the whole time is like, because CT is part of the reinforcements, right? Like the whole mission is to win the reinforcements, or at least get first pick. And it was just spread a little too thick there, because CT is like, oh my God, USA, go USA. I love those guys. You know what I mean? And then, like, there wouldn't be a twist if America lost. You know what I mean? Okay, the big twist, I guess, because it was all about CT's connection to America. Now, I guess if the UK won and they pick CT, sure, but you heard, I don't know, I just felt like it was like, okay, I'm pretty sure America's gonna win this thing. And one other thing I gotta mention, okay, it's trench warfare, right? You got those 28 flags, you have 2 apiece, and you're running through the other opponents in this fucking hallway of shrubs between 2 rows of ferns. And I didn't get to watch this episode when it aired, because I don't have television. I don't have cable, I guess. Anyway, so I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning, and on this article pops up about Theo losing eyesight permanently in one of his eyeballs. And I was mortified. I was like, what did I not see? Oh my gosh, pardon the pun. But what didn't I not see happen last night? Like, I must watch this. But at the same time, I was like, this is gross. This is disgusting, right? So I honestly thought that we were going to see him lose an eyeball in this episode. So I'm like cringing the entire time, because I'm like, oh my God, look, those flags, they're just pointy ends and you're just running into people. Like, of course this was going to happen. So it really painted the mission for me, to say the least. But no, I apparently Theo, after the fact, not even this mission, but like way after filming was ended, he popped a bottle of something, or someone popped a bottle of something next to him, and it hit him in the eye, and he lost all vision in that eye. It's fucking tragic. It is fucking tragic. So I'm glad it didn't happen then in this episode. It's fucked up. But anyways, I do have to go back to Laurel being the main reason why they won. I mean, they really kind of were. Like, I think the British were ahead a little bit. So Laurel takes it upon herself to block Big T and Ether. I don't remember her name, but blocks those two, but especially blocks Big T. Big T, by the way, it doesn't live up to the hype. I thought she because she starts off, she's like, okay, I'm little and stuff, and I got tired of it, so I gave myself this nickname. And it's like, no, you had to be like a Jasmine type, or like a Jillian type, or just name this, or Casey type, but feisty as fuck. You're like, holy shit, I do not want to, she'll bite you if you stick your fingers close enough, But no, it's a self-given nickname, and I don't know if that's cool. I figured she was just like hell on legs, a little bit of a mix-up, a remix of what fucking D says about Rogan, sex on legs. Anyways, Laurel does block Big T, and that really does help them get the win. It's great. I remember afterwards, I think it's Cam and the other women in particular were just like, "Hey, good job in there. You fucking proved yourself." Blah blah blah, something like that, right? And I just couldn't help but think, if I'm Laurel, I'd be like, I don't need your approval. I know I won the mission for us. It's what I do. This is why I'm here. I don't even know you. Who are you? I think it was Cam who was really just like saying, hey, you know what? Cam approves. All right. I just really thought, I was like, Laurel does not give a shit, you know? Laurel returning is so good in this episode. It just feels like she's gonna have more to do than she did in Invasion. That was the strangest thing. I mean, not to go on a tangent, but I do remember Laurel just kind of showing up, getting into this weird relationship with what's her name, and then losing to Camilla. You know, I don't know. There was a sense of maybe disinterest or something. Something just didn't click, and I feel like it's here this season with Laurel. More stuff with Laurel now that we're talking about her. Oh yeah, Cara Maria doesn't want to sleep in the same bed with Laurel and her teammates, which Laurel points out, and then she also remarks about like how Cara Maria, she doesn't even know who she is anymore. You know, she's changed and stuff, and so I'm glad that me disapproving of Cara isn't just out of nowhere. You know, like it is backed up by very negligible? No. Very legible source? Oh my gosh. Moving on. Let's get off of Laurel for now. Okay, so USA, they win and they get to pick. They pick Ninja over D. Fine. I think Ninja did get a bigger chance to prove herself by being in the final and just fucking crossing the line, for fuck's sake, you know. But I always thought that D was pretty good as well. I was just as stoked, and I kind of actually thought, why not have D on your team? Because it just seems like people get annoyed by Ninja. I mean, at least I remember something like that at the end in the final, you know. So I was thinking they would pick a more like an easier, a more, I was just going to call her more laid back D, but we all saw how D snapped at Turbo, but that was for Ninja. I don't know, whatever. Okay. So they pick Ninja, right? And then, they pick Turbo over CT. Again, I was like, oh, God, you could see this coming a mile away because CT's like, I want to be with my friends. So they pick Turbo. In the pre-show, it was basically said that, yeah, Turbo would be picked. I mean, yeah, Scott was like, I would pick him over CT. And I think he said the same thing with Ninja over D. So was it logical, or did, were you caught off guard at all? I'm kind of curious from the listeners out there, because I'm recording by myself and it's very lonely here. Okay. But you know what, though? What made it good was when CT goes to the other side, he's like, I know all their fucking weaknesses, where they ache, psychological scars, who hates who, you know what I mean? And I loved it. That was one of the greatest things. We haven't really seen CT bare his teeth in a while, and he does it again later with Josh. It's like he basically just doesn't want Josh to get the last word in, like they're both just, it was a weird argument. I didn't mind it. I wasn't afraid for Josh either. I think Josh is like a giant dude, and look at that big noggin of his, he could take a punch. I mean, Adam King took a punch. Davis took a punch. Sure, they didn't like it, but they took it. And I think Josh would do the same, especially if Laurel's right there. I think, wait, no, Josh doesn't like Laurel. He likes fucking Georgia. Okay, USA picks Ninja and Turbo. Why do I keep going to that? It's done. It's over. All right, so now let's talk about Jordan. Okay, yeah, this was fucking weird. They're like, okay, USA, you win. So you choose someone. Choose yourself, basically. And Jordan's like, me. I'm him. and I guess he gets to pick two people to be in the tribunal with him. It is so bizarre. It is so fucking. I really didn't like it. I think you should earn those 3 spots in the tribunal somehow, but no, this is just people nominating themselves, or I don't know. It's fucking weird. I don't like it, but moving on. I do remember when Jordan picks Wes, Bananas makes a face, but clearly, like, they're in cahoots. It really does appear that Jordan and Bananas are working together. And then, yeah, of course, to put in Laurel, that is a no-brainer. I mean, she deserves to be in there for sure. And yeah, Bananas saying like, "Oh, this is brilliant. You get to see what Wes is up to and stuff." So right away, big talks of a possible split team through the politics. Okay, let's get to nominations. Where Sean, the winner of Shipwrecked, he's like, I don't fit in, nobody wants to talk to me and shit like that. So he's like, I'll volunteer myself in the nominations. Meanwhile, Wes, Laurel, and Jordan get to like look on. And I like the idea of them looking upon the meeting on that big table. But the fact that they're squatting down at that table, the losing team is I don't want to say it's a little too much, but maybe I'm being culturally insensitive. They're like, God damn it, every losing team squats on the ground here in Thailand. I'm like, all right, that's fine. But yeah, Sean volunteers himself, basically, and then goes on to get interrogated by Wes, Jordan, and Laurel. And I don't remember too much. I just remember like how Wes was like, this is basically like a court. You have to tell us the truth or something like that. And Laurel and Jordan both giving him this look like, holy shit. He's like, this is way over the top. But they also get in on the action, but like proper action, like Laurel is saying like, well, who do you want? Like, why don't you tell us and stuff? And it's crazy. It's crazy that Sean offers his own teammate before anyone from their team, because, oh yeah, by the way, they could go against any team. I mean, you guys watch this episode. What is the point of a recap, really? Let's just say, like, oh my god, wasn't that cool when... Remember when Wes said slid into DMs? Anyways. Interrogated. Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, Sean does... It's fucking crazy. He's like, I want to go against Bear. Like, why... I don't know. It was... Even that itself, like, you could choose from any team. We might get a very giant team versus a very small team by mid-season. You know what I mean? Like, it's highly possible that can happen. But yeah, Sean from Shipwrecked. Oh yeah, and there was that scene where they're like, or the same scene where they're like, Sean, where do you come from? Like, they finally give a shit about, him at all. They finally ask him a question. He's like, oh my god, Shipwrecked, I won it. Oh my god, thank you for asking. No, it wasn't like that. But they were like, so what do you do on Shipwrecked? It's like, oh, well, you're supposed to win over people with your personality and not ever be in danger. And they're it's completely shocking. Like, I didn't even know what Shipwrecked was about either. And I'm fucking a podcaster. They're just like, so why didn't you use those powers of persuasion on strangers here on the challenge? And he said, he's like literally no one came up to talk to me except for, I think she's from Shipwrecked as well, Big T. So he's like, that now my powers are useless. If no one wants to talk to me, how am I going to persuade them to go onto my island or whatever, So, I mean, it does suck. It's a fair point. But there's also, sometimes you got to go up to the group and say like, hello, I am Sean. Acknowledge me, please. Oh, God. But instead, he's the first one to say like, "Hey, no one knows me, so hey, you want to put me in?" It's pretty crazy. It's a little silly, but I don't know. I always wondered if I were to go on this awful goddamn show, would I, on my first episode, my first season, be like, "Hey, nobody knows me," and they're like, "Oh, we fucking know you. We listen to the podcast, you piece of shit. Who doesn't love TJ, huh? Who doesn't love like?" And they just like rip on me and shit. They're like, "Not only are you going in, but you're a fucking bitch boy. You're the new Wes. Remember when they had him go in like 5 eliminations in a row? That's you." I'm like, "Oh shit. All right, sorry." But yeah. Anyways, Sean from Shipwrecked. Just going over old notes. Oh yeah, okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to Team Jogan and how they break from Wes's alliance. So the whole slid into some DMs line was Wes and like a grid of people that he's contacted outside. I did write it down. I don't know where the list is anymore, but you guys remember it, right? Let's see. Maybe there's a... Oh my god, I wrote it down. Okay. So, Joe Rogan, I mean, Joss and Rogan. He got a hold of them. Polly, Cara, Zach, Leroy. Like, these are Bananas friends, god damn it. Georgia, Zahida, Cam, Faith, and Nani. So, yeah, Jordan was not on that list, and for sure... that's why he's going after Wes. Maybe Wes should have reached out to Jordan. You know what I mean? I mean, that's really going to make a difference right now because, okay, so Joss and Rogan, they're besties and shit. My God, Rogan's in a lot of this fucking episode, man. It's crazy. He's like, he gets, god damn it, goddamn D. Like, I like D. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh my God, I got to have his cock in my... Yeah, blah, 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 blah." I don't want to talk dirty or anything like that. But no, she's like, "Oh my God, I want you now," and stuff. Like, she's very assertive about it. And he's like, "Oh my God, I'm a male stripper. Not a very good one, but there you go. You know, if you want to get something going on." And then I think before penetration, D's like, "Hey, how about Bear? How about we put in Bear?" And he's like, "In there? Next to mine?" "Are you talking DP?" It's like, no, in terms of like elimination. Like, and then yeah, because I do remember Rogan saying like, yeah, he had his season. That was very interesting to me, and like a great line from someone who really, like, I think we all dismissed Rogan. No mountain this time, and maybe that's why. Yeah. But yeah, he just has so much fucking camera time in this episode. It's crazy. But the main reason we're bringing up Jogan, Team Josh Rogan, is because in the elimination, Wes wants to put in Bear, which I think is an obvious thing. Like, or, you know, like everyone knows that they don't get along. In I think it's Jordan and Laurel who tell that to Bananas, and Bananas like, "Oh no, he fucking, they hate each other. If you put in Bear, that's just one less person working against him. So why should Jordan care necessarily? You know what I mean? Like, why should he care? Well, it's because he's aligned with Bananas. You know, they're gonna try and make something go here." Oh my gosh! And I just realized that Laurel wasn't on Wes's list of names, but Cara was. Yeah, this might have been this might be the beginning of the end for the Wester. Let's see here. Okay, so so Bananas tells Jordan, he's like, "Hey, do my bidding and bring up either Joss or Rogan, engage his response, because they do have an alliance together." So that does happen. They tell Wes, they're like, "Okay, we're probably gonna put in like Rogan," and Wes is like, "Oh no, but Joss loves Rogan, and yeah, so he's gonna come after you," which is fine. Like, it's actually not the most outrageous thing. Like, everyone knows that they're friends, right? You know, so it's fine. But anyways, Wes leaves, tells Joss tells Rogan, and he's like, you know what? I don't even want to be brought into the discussion to go in first again. He's like, I didn't even fucking make it up that mountain, and it was so. I was. It tore me apart. You know, nobody looked at me the same again, really. You know, except for D. In fact, it actually. Yeah, she actually liked it. She's like, oh, you got back problems? It's hot. I got mild conjunctivitis. He's like, oh. Okay. What am I getting? Okay, so god damn it. So Rogan talks to Jordan and says, hey, fucking, I'm in alliance with Wes. Save me. I do not want to go in at all. And it's nuts. Rogan's all over the fucking episode. And he is so scared, you know, so full of anxiety about going in first again. He's like, no, never again. So yeah, he rats out Wes, but Jordan calls Wes the rat. Yeah, he's like, if you think that I'm not gonna like this treasonous act will not be heard by our team, you have another thing coming, you dirty commie rat. So yeah, the things aren't looking good, but onto the eliminations, which are called the Proving Grounds. Proving Grounds, fine title, not the best. Usually the eliminations are more like the Ruins, the Gauntlet, the Inferno, you know, shit like that. But Proving Grounds is just fine. Let's talk about that. Idris is voted in to go against Sean. Wes votes for Bear, but then Laurel votes for Idris, and Jordan votes for Idris. So yeah, they are not working on the same guys. And Jordan does say, he's like, well, it's a wash because it's rookie versus rookie, and yeah. I mean, this is boring, you know, really. Like, overall, it's boring. Yeah, rookies always go against each other in the first episode. So they're going to do pole wrestling, which is great. It's a classic. Okay, so round one, Sean... Oh, yeah, so Sean, he pulls guard, you know what I mean? Like, he falls to the ground to bring Idris down with him, which works and not really works. I mean, you know, it's effective. He is controlling where the fight goes, basically, right? And then he even fucking tackles, like, later on, he tackles Idris down to the ground, you know? It's surprising. Everyone's like, holy shit, you know? But I think Idris, because I think he's a boxer, not just an ex-boxer, but still a boxer, I think. You know, you got that conditioning all the time. So Sean might be in the best shape he's been in his life, but when you're a professional athlete, or not professional, when you're an athlete, you know, you're going to have that much more to work with. So yeah, Idris, even though Sean's got him all covered, you know, he's the Big Dipper, Idris is the Little Dipper. Idris is able to fucking get it out, man. He fucking wins round one. So they go into round two. Again, Sean comes in with these great techniques. He does like a judo outside trip. Idris is on the ground for a while, and then eventually he gets back up. Sean is trying to work from the bottom again, but Idris just pulls from the top and wins the thing. And yeah, that was cool. You know, I enjoyed the tactics from Sean, and I enjoyed just the brute strength that Idris that he displayed. So we're gonna get to the final twist of the episode where Idris can now join either team. He can, you know, he could change allegiances. Yeah. Who will he pick? I don't see him crossing anytime soon. I mean, almost like, yeah, I think if he did, it would be a death sentence from the start. You know what I mean? Like, it really would, because he's a rookie. You know, it'd be a whole lot different if it was like Kyle or something, you know, like someone who not only wants to be on the other team, but has friends there, you know, like he's fucking bananas. They were friends, you know, Zach. Yeah. I think Kyle would get accepted. So I just don't think Idris is going to. I don't think that would work in his favor overall. So yeah, good episode overall. Really looking forward to episode 2. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud. Like, subscribe, comment.